Do you think your glass of milk is harmless? What if I told you the dairy industry is hiding secrets so disturbing they might make you rethink every sip? Today, you're going to hear 10 chilling truths about milk, real data, scientific studies, and undercover investigations that the industry would prefer you never know. Some are about antibiotics, others about hormones, and a few will literally make your stomach churn. But I promise, every fact is verified, every source real. By the end, you might refuse to drink milk, or at least demand better. Let's dive in and expose the top 10 disturbing milk industry secrets that'll leave you speechless. 1. Illegal antibiotics in milk. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration tested milk from nearly 2,000 dairy farms, including both farms under suspicion and random ones. Shockingly, they found that over 1% of samples from the suspect group and 0.4% from random farms contained illegal antibiotics not approved for dairy cows. Here's why that matters. While every tank truck of milk is screened for a handful of commonly used antibiotics, these illegal varieties are not part of routine testing. That means contaminated milk could technically pass inspections and end up on store shelves. Think about it. When you pour a glass of milk, you assume it's been checked and cleared. But loopholes exist, and even the FDA admits illegal drugs in food-producing animals can bypass standard safeguards. So yes, milk you drink could legally pass inspection while still containing substances that were never supposed to be in cows at all. That's not just disturbing, it's chilling. 2. Hormones in milk and possible health effects. Milk naturally contains hormones like prolactin, estrogens, androgens, corticoids, and progesterone. But studies show levels can be surprisingly high. For example, researchers in Hebei Province, China, tested 195 raw milk samples and found progesterone in 85.9% of them, averaging about 5.12 kg. Cortisol showed up in 12.5% of samples. Scientists stress these hormones are naturally occurring, but here's the catch. Many of them fluctuate dramatically when cows are pregnant, and most commercial dairy cows are almost constantly pregnant. That means your milk could contain significantly higher hormone levels than nature ever intended. While most studies suggest these doses aren't directly harmful, others raise concerns about long-term exposure, especially in children. So next time you hear milk is natural, remember, natural doesn't always mean risk-free. 3. Antibiotics. Tested out or not? The dairy industry insists its antibiotic safeguards are airtight. According to milkfacts.info, milk from treated cows is either discarded or collected into a separate tank. Every single truckload of milk is tested for residues, and if it's positive, the entire shipment is dumped. That sounds reassuring, until you realize those tests only look for a handful of specific drugs. Illegal or unusual antibiotics aren't checked, and that's how the FDA study found unapproved chemicals slipping through. So yes, the system catches a lot, but not everything. Think of it like airport security. Just because you scan for knives doesn't mean someone can't smuggle in something else. For consumers, that means the clean bill of health label on milk may not be as foolproof as the industry wants you to believe. 4. BGH hormone controversy. Bovine somatotropin, BST, is a natural hormone in cows, but its synthetic version, BST, also called BGH, was engineered to boost milk production by about 10%. Here's where it gets controversial. BST is banned in the European Union, Canada, Japan, Australia, and several other countries due to animal health concerns. Studies show cows treated with BST face higher risks of mastitis, painful udder infections, reproductive problems, and lameness. But in the US, regulators like the FDA insist that milk from treated cows is just as safe and wholesome as milk from untreated ones. So why do so many nations reject it outright? Critics argue that while human risks may be unclear, the animal welfare toll is undeniable. The bottom line, if your milk isn't labeled BST-free, you might be unknowingly supporting a practice that much of the world considers unethical. 5. Milk's chemical cocktail. A Spanish-Moroccan research team discovered that cows' milk samples contain traces of painkillers, antibiotics, and growth hormones, up to 20 different chemicals in total. The amounts were tiny, far too small to have an effect, according to the researchers. But that misses the bigger question. why are they there at all? If milk is supposed to be a natural, clean product, why are we finding residues of human pharmaceuticals inside it? Even if doses are low, the idea that your child could be drinking trace painkillers with their breakfast cereal should raise alarms. It shows how industrial farming and modern medicine have intertwined so tightly that even our most basic foods aren't untouched. 6. Animal cruelty and cow welfare exposed. Forget the happy cow ads. Undercover investigations by groups like Animal Outlook reveal scenes that would horrify most consumers. Calf separation. Newborn cows are torn from their mothers within hours. Cows cry out for days after the separation. Physical abuse. Workers have been caught punching, kicking, and jabbing cows with rods or even screwdrivers to force compliance. Painful mutilations. Dehorning and cutting off extra teats often happen without anesthesia, leaving calves screaming in agony. These aren't isolated cases. They've been documented in multiple facilities. And while many farms claim high welfare standards, the undercover footage shows a disturbing gap between marketing and reality. If you've ever wondered why animal rights activists target dairy, this is why. It's not just about drinking milk, it's about the suffering built into the system. 7. Physical toll on cows. To keep producing milk, cows are artificially impregnated over and over again. This relentless cycle wreaks havoc on their bodies. According to Cruelty.Farm, cows can produce up to 15 gallons of milk per day, about 14 gallons more than they would naturally. This overproduction causes painful conditions like mastitis, other infections that make every step excruciating. Add to that leg damage from standing on hard concrete and the toll of constant pregnancies, and you see why dairy cows often collapse or are cold young. So when a glass of milk looks simple and innocent, remember it often represents years of suffering compressed into liquid form. 8. Labeling and freshness myths. The next disturbing truth hides in plain sight on your milk carton. Milk can legally sit in refrigerated storage for weeks before it ever hits the shelves. Ultra-pasteurized milk can last up to 70 days. That's more than 2 months. Words like farm fresh or packaging with green fields are often just marketing tricks, not reflections of actual production practices. Consumers imagine local farms and quick delivery, but in reality, the fresh milk you pour might have been sitting in tanks or trucks for weeks. The dairy aisle is less about freshness and more about perception management. 9. Hormones and children's exposure. Back to hormones, because the concern is especially serious for children. That Chinese study on 195 milk samples found that for kids aged 1 to 5 years, progesterone intake from milk could contribute up to 1.6% of the acceptable daily intake. The authors concluded it should not present a health risk, but critics argue that young children are far more sensitive to hormonal disruptions than adults. Even low doses, consumed daily during critical growth years, may influence development. Add in the fact that hormone levels rise significantly during cows' pregnancies, and you begin to see the uncertainty. Science says probably safe, but parents may want to think twice before assuming safe means no risk at all. 10. Estrogens and cancer links. Finally, the secret that may shock you most. Milk contains natural estrogens like oestrone, 0.13 kg, and estradiol, 0.02 kg in full-fat varieties, alongside progesterone, 10 kg. While these numbers seem tiny, remember, hormones are potent in microdoses. Some observational studies even link dairy consumption to higher rates of hormone-related cancers, such as breast cancer. The evidence isn't conclusive, but it's troubling enough that researchers continue to investigate. Here's the real kicker. Hormone levels in milk spike when cows are pregnant, which in modern farms is almost always. That means your normal carton could have higher hormone concentrations than scientific averages suggest. It's not proof milk causes cancer, but it's a red flag that should make any health-conscious consumer pause. So there you have it. 10 disturbing milk industry secrets that most people never hear about. From the legal antibiotics sneaking past regulators, to hormones in every glass, to cruelty that's hidden behind smiling cow ads, the dairy industry has a lot more shadows than sunshine. If these secrets shocked you, share this video. Smash the like button, subscribe, and hit the bell, because there are more hidden truths out there waiting to be uncovered.